Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
Good morning, get going with New York 97 WYNY.
7:54, 6 minutes before 8. Let's say good morning to Richmond, Staten Island. You're looking pretty good.
Dark clouds are blowing in the wind. Let me love you tonight. Let me love you tonight. Let me love you tonight.
New York 97 WYNY. Dan Daniel on vacation. Ed Baer keeping you company. Jack Welby will have complete details on the wrap-up of the Democratic Convention last night at the Garden, coming your way at 8 o'clock.
So I send you to sleep after the loving.
New York 97 WYNY, just after 8 o'clock on WYNY New York, and Jack Welby has news.
79 degrees under cloudy skies in New York, Ed. Good morning, I'm Jack Welby, WYNY News. The news is being brought to you by Highland Volkswagen of Staten Island, the automobile dealership for people. President Carter accepted the Democratic presidential nomination last night at Madison Square Garden, but much of the cheering was loudest for his defeated opponent, Senator Edward Kennedy, whose brief appearance on the podium gave the nation the impression that there would be unity in the months ahead between the two former rivals. Just before the convention wrapped up, police outside the Garden did battle with demonstrators. 15 police officers were hurt in the clash with Communist Workers' Party members, 15 of whom were arrested. They were protesting just about everything that was going on inside the convention hall. Another Israeli raid last night against Lebanese positions hiding Palestinian guerrilla bases, as we hear next from Vic Aiken in Tel Aviv.
The Israeli commandos stormed ashore in southern Lebanon and carried out raids on 2 or 3 Palestinian camps. The Israelis have not hit at the Palestinians in southern Lebanon for almost 2 months now, but they say when they do, it is to prevent PLO terrorists from attacking Israel. The Israelis say the villages around the Lebanese port city of Tyre are terrorist training camps and not refugee camps, as the Palestinians claim. The Israelis are believed to have killed 3 or 4 Palestinians and blown up a number of buildings and vehicles. The Israeli army says its men all returned safely.
Police say the bodies of 2 unidentified men have been found dumped at the 155th Street exit ramp of the Harlem River Drive this morning. Both had been shot to death in a gangland fashion. That is, they were dispatched with bullets behind the ear. Lee Harvey Oswald's brother has gotten an injunction against the exhumation of the body in Oswald's grave. A British author wants the body exhumed to support his claim that President Kennedy was killed in 1963 not by Oswald, but by a Russian agent posing as Oswald. The New York State Public Service Commission has authorized Con Edison to increase its rates on natural gas by 3%. The rate is intended to help Con Edison pay its higher property taxes and higher wage costs. The new rate will take effect on Saturday and will boost the monthly bill of the average residential customer by about 30 cents. In Iraq, a movie theater fire has killed 59 children in a suburb of Baghdad. An electrical short circuit has been blamed for that fire. 79 degrees, cloudy skies in Manhattan. WYNY News Time, 8:03. Are you tired of settling for different things that you buy, never getting exactly what you want? Now you can enjoy the unique pleasure of choice. Stop in at Highland Volkswagen of Staten Island today and choose from 100 new 1980 Volkswagens in stock. That's right, 100 fuel-saving Volkswagens in all shapes, sizes, colors, and options. Choose from Rabbit diesels and convertibles, Scirocco's, Jettas, Dashers, pickups, and even Vanagons. Enjoy the pleasure of selection, and while you're making up your mind about which Volkswagen to select, we'll surprise you how inexpensive a new 1980 Highland Volkswagen is. So stop in at Highland. Select your car and get our Highland price. Also, as an extra bonus, if you buy a gas-saving new 1980 Volkswagen from stock now through August 31st, you'll get a free 2-year, 40,000-mile limited warranty. That's right, a free 40,000-mile warranty. So see Highland Volkswagen, your Staten Island pro, at 1855 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, only 5 minutes from the Verrazano Bridge, or call 212-987-2700. That number again, 212-987-2700. And reserve your car at Highland. In sports and hometown baseball, the Orioles beat the Yankees 6-1, and the Phillies embarrassed the Mets 8-1. Tonight, the Yankees play the Orioles again in Baltimore, and the Mets are home to host the Philadelphia Phillies. There will be an NFL exhibition game tonight in Philadelphia, that between the Eagles and the New York Jets. Here's a reminder, the New York Medical College and the Settlement Health and Medical Practice offers young men and women a preventative care facility every Thursday afternoon from 2 to 5 p.m. at 314 East 104th Street in Manhattan. For more information, WYNY suggests you call 212-860-0401. WYNY News Time 8:05. Here's the Metro Weather Forecast from New York 97 WYNY. Variably cloudy today with a few showers and possibly an afternoon thunder shower. Highs in the mid-80s. Metro Weather tanning scale. On a scale of 1 to 5, today will be a 2. Pollen count today, low and bearable. 79 degrees, cloudy skies in Manhattan this morning. The news has been brought to you by Highland Volkswagen of Staten Island, the automobile dealership for people. I'm Jack Welby, WYNY News. The music continues now with Ed Baer for Dan Daniel on New York 97 WYNY.
New York 97 WYNY, 8:08 on a Friday morning. Ed Baer for Dan Daniel. On the subways, the number 6 trains are now back to normal, but 10-minute delays on Manhattan-bound N trains this morning from Brooklyn. 10-minute delays, Manhattan-bound N trains from Brooklyn. On Conrail, 5 to 10-minute delays on both the Harlem and the Hudson lines due to signal trouble. That's the story on the rails. Let's get the story on the road. Shadow traffic, and here's G.W. Foreman.
Well, there are still big stories up in the Connecticut Turnpike area of Bridgeport around exit 28 as they're still trying to clear away an overturned tractor-trailer. Things are still very heavy and slow from exit 31 to around exit 28, so use the Merritt Parkway instead coming southbound there. Some problems out in Jersey on eastbound Route 280 in East Hanover, just east of Edwards Road. There's a jackknife tractor-trailer there, and you may experience some westbound rubbernecking delays, too. Lincoln and Holland Tunnel still with about a 30 to 35-minute wait trying to get into New York from New Jersey today. On the Long Island Expressway, it remains very heavy and slow, particularly out near the Clearview Expressway, and then the normally heavy traffic heading on in through the rest of mid-Queens. Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, 2 problems there, extra slow down to the Kosciuszko Bridge, still some stalled traffic in the right-hand lane, and also northbound heavy onto the Long Island Expressway, some additional construction on the ramp connector there. Speaking of construction on the West Side Highway, northbound only 1 lane open approaching the 140s, and on Riverside Drive, southbound you'll have 2 lanes open at 165th Street. However, the northbound left lane still remains closed from that very large pothole. This is G.W. Foreman with Shadow Traffic. Now over to Metro Weather at JFK and Pat Pagano.
It's going to remain variably cloudy with a few showers and maybe a thunder shower into this afternoon with highs basically in the middle 80s, and then tonight partly cloudy, cooler and drier, mid-60s, 50s in the suburbs. Morning sun for Saturday, then windy and cloudy in the afternoon, 75 to 80, partly sunny and pleasant for Sunday in the low 80s. Right now, Ed, we have 76 at Nyack, 79 Howard Beach, Queens, cloudy.
Okay, Pat, in New York, 79 under cloudy skies. And in the hills of northern New Jersey, there is a chain of men's and boys' shops that's worth taking a little drive to. It's called Jack's, and their stores are in Ringwood, Milan, and Vernon. Now, what's so special about Jack's? Well, if you're looking for a brand-name suit like Nino Cerruti, Givenchy, Johnny Carson, or Botany 500, you might find it at one of the mall stores, but you'd probably pay lots of money for it. Or you might buy it at one of the big discount outlets. But the salespeople may not do much more than ring up the sale. That's no way to buy a suit. The way to buy a suit is to go to Jack's, where you're attended to like a gentleman, but still spend less than you normally would. Jack's always has the latest looks in shirts, slacks, jeans, jackets, coats, you name it. Jack's makes it worth taking a ride. Of course, if you already live up that way, you're in luck. That's Jack's at the Fieldstone Park Shopping Center on Skyline Drive in Ringwood, Meadtown Shopping Center on Route 23 in Kinnelon, and Vernon Valley Plaza Shopping Center on Route 515 in Vernon.
Remember Eric Siegel's love story? Now he's written an even more memorable bestseller, Man, Woman, and Child. It is the story of a great love between a man and a woman, the story of a father and the son he never knew he had, and of a marriage that was almost perfect. Man, Woman, and Child, funny and touching, with an ending you will never forget. Eric Siegel's Man, Woman, and Child from Harper and Row.
You've got New York on WYNY.
8:12 in the morning, and a very good morning to you in Mount Pleasant, New York. I'm glad you could be with us here on a Friday morning.
I was sitting all alone, watching people get it on. Ooh, sexy eyes. Get down with you, I wanna move with you. Sexy eyes.
New York 97 WYNY. 8:15, cloudy, 79 degrees. A few showers, maybe a thunder shower into the afternoon in the mid-80s. The weekend doesn't look too bad. Sunday's going to be an excellent day for the beach. We'll see you there. New York 97 WYNY. It's 8:21 now on this Friday morning, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Say, count on Barnes & Noble to bring you one of the year's most important novels at one of the year's best prices. The book is The Fifth Horseman, the first work of fiction by Larry Collins and Domenico Lapierre, authors of Is Paris Burning? And it's on sale right now at all Barnes & Noble discount bookstores for just $9.50 instead of its published price of $13.95. The Fifth Horseman is the story of New York City held hostage under the threat of nuclear destruction by Libyan Colonel Gaddafi in exchange for the establishment of an autonomous Palestinian state. Combining historical fact with terrifying fiction and ranging from the streets of Brooklyn to the deserts of Libya, The Fifth Horseman is a riveting exercise in suspense and human drama. Pick up your copy of The Fifth Horseman for only $9.50 at any Barnes & Noble discount bookstore, including 3rd Avenue and 47th Street, 7th Avenue and 33rd Street, and, of course, the Barnes & Noble Sale Annex at 5th Avenue and 18th Street. Barnes & Noble, of course, of course.
We're digging in. We're digging in. America's digging into Planters. Make every day a holiday. Whenever you're digging into Planters.
Hi, honey, I'm home. What a day. Hey, Planner's nuts. Is it our anniversary? Your birthday. Your mother's coming.
Nothing special, Harold.
Yeah? Then why the Planner's nuts? Hey, Chipper had puppies.
No.
We won the lottery. So
Planter's nuts aren't just for special occasions. They make any occasion special. So dig into Planter's crunchy, fresh roasted flavor anytime and brighten up any day.
So quit the violin.
Oh, we're digging in. We're digging in. America's digging in to Planters.
Planter's nuts, the special snack that makes ordinary occasions special.
We're digging in. We're digging in.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. It's your New York and Connecticut Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge dealers' giant inventory reduction tent sale. This sale's so big, it's at 2 different locations, Yonkers Raceway and Belmont Park. Starring the front-wheel drive, made in the USA, Plymouth Horizon and TC3, and Dodge Omni and 024. See, over 3,000 Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge cars, trucks, and vans, all priced to move fast. Thrill to our interest rates that roll back inflation to 1974. Compare and make the best new car deal ever. Get immediate delivery, fast financing for qualified buyers, instant trades at your Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge dealers' giant inventory reduction tent sale. Going on right now at 2 convenient locations, Yonkers Raceway and Belmont Park. We're dealing till midnight. Don't miss it.
You've got New York 97. You've got Dan Daniel. WYNY.
8:24 on a Friday morning. 5 to 10 minute delays on the Harlem and Hudson lines of Conrail due to signal trouble. On the subways, the number 6 trains are back to normal, but 10-minute delays on Manhattan-bound N trains from Brooklyn. Everything else looks pretty good. York 97 WYNY. Ed Baer for the vacationing Dan Daniel on a Friday morning. President Carter has asked Senator Ted Kennedy for his help. Mitch Levy will have all the details in just a couple of minutes on the news at 8:30 along with Shadow Traffic.
You are so beautiful.
New York 97 WYNY. It's 8:30 on a Friday morning and time for news. Here's Mitch Levy.
Ed, it's 79 degrees under cloudy skies in New York. I'm Mitch Levy, WYNY News. President Carter was joined on the podium by Ted Kennedy after the president's acceptance speech, but it was not a scene of great jubilation. In fact, Kennedy looked as if he would rather be anywhere but there. There was a perfunctory handshake, a brief wave to the crowd, but none of the victory hand-raising that usually goes on at such occasions. Kennedy's appearance, however, brought more applause than did the president's speech. But Mr. Carter acknowledged the brilliance of Kennedy's speech to the convention on Tuesday night.
Your speech before this convention was a magnificent statement of what the Democratic Party is and what it means to the people of this country, and why the Democratic victory is so important this year.
And President Carter said, Ted, I need you. Outside the convention hall, 15 demonstrators said to be members of the Communist Workers' Party were arrested. Likewise, 15 police officers were injured in a scuffle. It was the first violence since the convention began 4 days ago and came just 2 hours before it ended. A metals company has agreed to pay a $10,000 civil penalty for polluting the Passaic and Peckman rivers in North Jersey. Shape Components of Little Falls now faces up to $50,000 more in fines after pleading guilty to criminal charges as well. A theater fire in Baghdad, Iraq has killed 59 people, most of them children. Most of the victims died in a stampede for the exits. An electrical short circuit was believed responsible for the fire, according to the Iraqi news agency. The third U.S. jetliner hijacked to Cuba this week landed in San Juan today. Passengers said the National Airlines DC-10 had been commandeered by 2 men who wanted to return to their Cuban homeland. A shark was spotted in the waters off Old Town Beach in Southampton for a time yesterday. Police tried to get the Marine Services Department of Southampton University or the Coast Guard to do something. Neither did or could, and finally the shark swam off. Police Sergeant Jim Chisholm stayed at the scene to warn swimmers about the sighting. It's 79 degrees and cloudy. WYNY News time is 8:32. Summer car shopping 1980. If you don't know exactly where to buy, you can get a very hot and very bothered and pay a lot more money than you have to. And that's why you should know about and Julie's Autorama on Staten Island. It's just one cool air-conditioned location. You can see not just one, not just 2, but 6 complete new car lines, including all the new 1980 Buicks, Mazdas, AMCs, Jeeps, Renaults, Dodges, Dodge trucks, and one of New York's largest selections of low-mileage used cars. And Julie's combined buying strength is so great, you're sure to save hundreds, even thousands on the model car you want. Even on the hard-to-find Buick Skylarks, Dodge Omnis, Mazda's RX-7s, and Renault's Le Cars. And Julie's Autorama, the dealer with the selection and the price that most other dealers just can't begin to match. The dealer that's going to make your summer car shopping 1980 a breeze. And Julie's Autorama, 201 Bay Street, Staten Island, just 1 mile south of the Staten Island Ferry. Call 212-727-7000. That's 212-727-7000. And Julie's Autorama. WYNY News time is 8:34. And time now for a shadow traffic report from G.W. Foreman.
The Brooklyn-Queens Expressway still is extra slow for about a mile approaching the Kosciuszko Bridge due to some earlier problems that were out there. Also some delays northbound onto the Long Island Expressway due to some construction on their ramp connection. And on the Palisades Parkway, again, watch for some construction there, this time near exit 4, and the right lane has been closed off, mostly due to some earlier accidents that have been occurring there for most of the morning. Holland Tunnel still with delays of 35 to 40 minutes compared to about 15 at the Lincoln. It's dropped off somewhat. On the Connecticut Turnpike, westbound westbound. It's still only that one lane open at exit 28 due to the overturned tractor-trailer. It is bumper-to-bumper from exit 32 down to exit 28 in the Bridgeport area. The Merritt Parkway is the best alternate. And back in Jersey on Route 280, delays east and westbound due to a jackknife tractor-trailer in East Hanover. This is G.W. Foreman, Shadow Traffic for New York 97 WYNY.
In sports, the Orioles whipped the Yankees 6-1. It was the Phillies over the Mets 8-1. Tonight, the Yankees try again in Baltimore. The Mets play in Philadelphia. And in exhibition football, the Jets take on the Eagles in Philadelphia. This reminder, minority women who are graduates of a 2-year college can earn a master's degree in management at Polytechnic Institute. Scholarships are available. For more information, call the Minority Women in Management Program at 643-3943. Metro weather, variably cloudy with a few showers, possibly an afternoon thunder shower. Highs in the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy and becoming breezy and noticeably cooler. Low in the mid-60s. In the mid-50s in the suburbs. Right now, 79 degrees, cloudy skies. WYNY News time is 8:35. I'm Mitch Levy, WYNY News. Now more music and Ed Baer for Dan Daniel on New York 97 WYNY.
New York 97 WYNY. 8:40, 20 minutes before 9 on a Friday morning. And if you're waking up on a cloudy Friday and maybe a little spritzing here and there, you're probably wondering what's going to be for the weekend. And let's find out. Here's Pat Pagano with some Metro weather. Morning, Pat.
Well, good morning, Ed. We just took a look at the latest weather radar. Shows quite a bit of rain all through the entire state of Pennsylvania moving this way. So we still have some rain to get through today, but I thought we'd take a look at the various recreational activities for the weekend. You're planning to be in the mountains this weekend. Cloudy by day in the 70s. Partly cloudy, chilly at night, so pack along the sweater and the jacket. 40s and 50s in the mountains overnight. Beach conditions tomorrow will be cool and windy and blustery. A better day will be Sunday, partly sunny and nicer. And for the mariners, gusty northwest winds tomorrow, 10 to 20 knots. The seas will be choppy, 2 to 4 feet, and the visibility will be unrestricted. Locally, some rain and showers to get through today, then partly cloudy tonight, getting down into the 60s. For Saturday, we start out sunny, then we cloud up in the afternoon. It'll be windy, 75 to 80, partly sunny, breezy, pleasant on Sunday, with highs in the lower 80s. Right now we have 76 in Stamford and 78 in Howard Beach, and I should wish everybody, including yourself, Ed, a very, very nice weekend.
Thank you, Pat, and you too from all of us.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome. It's 79 degrees in Midtown under cloudy skies right now.
What has been added to Volkswagen to again prove it's the right car for today's economy? Volkswagen dealers have added an extra year to the warranty coverage of the powertrain on all 1980 gas-powered Volkswagens purchased between now and August 20th. Volkswagen's 1-year, 20,000-mile limited warranty is doubled on the powertrain to 2 years, 40,000 miles. And it's free. Volkswagen does it again.
In New Brunswick, it's Handy Motors. In Fair Lawn, visit Central Volkswagen. And in Morristown, see Thompson Volkswagen.
I guess this is it. We've been together 10 years. That's a lot of drive-ins. Remember when we went through the car wash with the top down? You were the biggest thing in my life. But it's gotten harder to keep our relationship going. It isn't your fault. Times change. Leaded premium gas is hard to find. So I guess this is goodbye. I'll never find another car like you.
Getty doesn't think you should part with your car because you can't get gas for it. So for the millions of older cars that are still on the road, Getty sells leaded premium gasoline for a few cents less than most other major leaded premiums. So you can get more miles for your money and still keep that old relationship going strong. Remember, don't waste gasoline, but when you do drive, fill up with Getty Premium.
Now Getty and Shadow Traffic are offering close to home day your combination ticket price. Good on all Fridays in August. So now Getty saves you money on rides on and off the road too.
When you've got New York 97, you've got New York with your friends on WYNY.
New York 97, WYNY gives you tickets to take your family to the Ice Follies Holiday on Ice show at Nassau Coliseum. We'll have details coming up.